All right, so today we're gonna be reacting to Tech Tone. Everyone should know Tech Tone. Let's see. Zenless 0 has fell off. Let's see what this is all about. And make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to share the video. Oh, don't hit that Discord link down in the description. I have a Discord too. Members give a special perk. You can go look at that. Whatever. And let's smash that like button. My bad. I wanted to see it light up. Anyway.
Much objective things that I possibly can to explain what went wrong with Zenless Zone Zero. I encourage other creators to feel free to react to this. I would love to know other people's opinions on this. But yeah, we're going to try to keep this pretty absolute. Just give me a second to compile some data. Okay, so I first want to start off with Google Trends. Now, this is something that a lot of people can take with a grain of salt because all this does is tell you how many times people Googled the name, okay? Obviously, this does not indicate any direct numbers of player count whatsoever. We will never have those numbers. But as far as the general interest of the worldwide population, due to Google Trends, it is shown that Zenless Zone Zero had about 25% of the interest that Genshin Impact had, and 50% of the interest that Honkai Star Rail had.
I mean, to be honest, that makes sense. Mainly because Zenless is the third game. And let's see, well, unless you're GTA, where everything just goes up and up and up. I mean, Genshin was OP because, let's be real, 2020, everybody was locked in, pandemic, they needed something to play. Boom, Genshin came out, everybody was interested in it. Honkai Star Rail after Genshin, and then after that was ZZ. But by the time ZZ came out, I'm pretty sure most people that stuck with Hoyo games probably was just like, I would just stick to this game, or I just stick to this game and that game, or I'm gonna leave this game and they get to this game. I'm not about to go to another one, right? Like die hard fans went to all three, like me. But I like the style in ZZ anyway. That's the style that speaks to me, so I like the game. I really do like the game.
Now, currently in today's climate, in the past, let's say 90 days, Zenless Zone Zero is actually overtaking Honkai Star Rail a little bit, but that's because a new version update just dropped. And generally, ZZZ and HSR are pretty around the same, with ZZZ being a little bit lower, with Genshin completely obliterating both of them. Now, all that is how many people...
That I don't understand, but that's just me. I haven't played Genshin in a minute. I haven't even looked up Genshin right now. I gotta open that game again.
Are looking up the game name. Now, just being real, speaking of other raw numbers, Zenless, and I'm just saying this because it's the truth, Google Trends also counts how many people are looking up porn, okay? And you can take this as a joke, but I mean it. Porn does keep games relevant. And R34, Zenless Zone Zero, in a quarter of the time of Honkai Star Rail, has already overtaken Honkai Star Rail in terms of how much porn has been made of the game. This game is very Gooner forward, and that does drive a lot of community engagement towards finding the general interest online. But
I mean, that is true. Let's be real, right? It's the reason why Overwatch is still was successful until they made Overwatch 2, and then people was kind of like, and then now Marvel Rivals is definitely successful. We know the reason why. We ain't gonna talk about that.
But in terms of launch size, Zenless Zone Zero has been the lowest. The other big issue that Zenless Zone Zero currently has is, of all the game's issues on launch, Zenless Zone Zero had the largest ones. The TVs really slowed their momentum. As
you know, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really care about the TVs. I'm gonna be real. Maybe that's weird, but the TVs was all right to me.
As well as the combat system feeling clunky due to the fact that you only get one ult per character. It made a lot of...
Yeah, the one ult was trash. That, to be honest, that was a problem that even I hope they fixed, because it didn't make sense to me. Like, it was an action game, blah blah blah. All three of these characters can get an ult, but you only can use one ult. But all three characters on the team ults like support different things, and then it just basically made it that, okay, you got to prove this one over this one, even though you want to use these two ults to get double part. Let's just say in quotations, double the damage, whatever, right? But you couldn't because you only use one, and it was dumb. It was dumb in my opinion.
People turned off from the combat as a whole, as well as also having an alternative in the form of Wuthering Waves, where pretty much everything that Hoyoverse wanted to make with Zenless Zone Zero, Wuthering Waves already enveloped the entire thing. Yeah, that is the game with the closest direct competitor, right? Like Genshin and Zenless are both competing with Wuthering Waves, and I'm going to be real, Wuthering Waves completely obliterated Zenless Zone Zero. It just fucking did. Like it shit.
I mean, it was obvious. I wouldn't even put Reverend Waves and Zenless in the same category. Like, not even because they the same, like they not the same genre. Mainly because at the end of the day, let's be real, right? Wuwa was hyping up to be compared to Genshin, one of the biggest anime games so far that we know of as of this day, right? It was obvious that they was going to have to beat that. So obviously they was going to beat ZZZ, a new game that just came out.
Shit on it very hard, but it is what it is. Another thing to note, and every creator who's reacting this, I would love to know your opinion. However, based on my general interest or my general attention to detail on engagement and analytics, is Zenless Zone Zero performs the worst on YouTube and Twitch.
Twitch, I don't know. I don't really do Twitch, but YouTube, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty sure he's right. I'm like 90% positive. I want to see. I'm gonna see this. I make sure y'all may not, because I don't want to dox my backwards YouTube stuff, right? But okay, so I'm back. After looking through all my views and the attention and all that, when it comes to ZZZ, Honkai Star Rail, and Genshin Impact, I'm gonna be honest, it's true. My ZZZ content, like 30, 40, that's about the average for me right there. But then when it comes to Honkai Star Rail, the average is about like 100, 200. Sometimes I get 600 videos. Sometimes I get 1,000 videos. Sometimes I get 2,000 videos, right? AKA like in views, by the way. And then Genshin is kind of hovering, but that's because like it's oversaturated by the time I got into it. So it's like it runs around the same as Honkai Star Rail, actually, around like 100 to 200. I got a couple of videos that hit it over 1,000, but yeah, to be honest, it's true. Like Zenless, I think only had like 1 or 2 videos hit over 1,000, and that's about it. Most of them stay in the lower range versus when I post Honkai Star Rail content.
It is the one that the least people watch in terms of developer live streams, in terms of guides, in terms of gameplay, in terms of memes. Pretty much barely any people are going to watch this when in comparison to Honkai Star Rail or Genshin Impact. And why is that? I could sit here and tell you it's because the combat isn't as good. I could sit here and tell you it's because the story isn't as good. I could sit here and tell you it's because people,
I mean, I don't know. I like the story a lot from this game, though.
people just aren't that interested. But to be completely honest, and I'm just going to be real, I just think it's luck. Yeah, I think it's luck. I think Wuthering Waves already filled the niche that Zenless Zone Zero was attempting to fill. And so I just think that people just aren't as interested because I think they get what they want from other games. And there's not really a reason to play Zenless Zone Zero for a lot of players of the current day and age. And the biggest issue that I currently really believe in is Zenless Zone Zero is meant to be played casually from time to time. But the problem is that getting back into Zenless Zone Zero is very hard due to the fact that the UI is very confusing. And if you're a casual player like myself that likes to bounce in and out of the game, you come back and the...
But I also think the main reason coming back is kind of hard too is because they freaking, oh my gosh, man. Like you come back, you see 8 events in a row. I'm like, okay, I gotta go do these now. By the time you're done doing the 8 events, you're like, all right, I'm back off. Okay.
The game feels very odd. You don't really know what to do. There's tons of event pings. You don't really know where to go. The naming convention for things doesn't really make that much sense. And the UI is a large factor in where if you play the game for a long time, you're really going to like it.
And by the way, like I played the game since launch. And sorry for pausing a lot. I just want to give my opinion, right? I do think that when it comes to like trying to figure out where to go, for me, I just think that I'm just bad at like directions. That's why I'm like, because I'm always trying to look. I don't know. I'm not. It could just be the UI. It could just be me. But I'm always like, okay, if I'm supposed to go, I want to go here, but then I kind of get lost. Like, okay, I gotta go this. So then I just go this. I go to like, I click this one to go to this one, to go to this one, and then boom, I found it. I'm like, okay, I got it. But even though I could have just clicked like 2 buttons or something like that. But I think that's just a me problem though. I'm gonna be completely honest.
But if you're a casual, you're not going to know the difference between all of the menus whenever you log on. And it's a little bit jarring, to say the least. I understand what they were going for in terms of Persona, but Persona was a much smaller, much more compact game, whereas Zenless Zone Zero is constantly evolving to where every update it becomes a little bit more convoluted because you ask yourself, Was it New Eridu 1, or was it Station 1 floor, or was it Stage 2 floor? And I went there and that's not it. Wait, this is the new town. How do I get back to the old town? And a lot of people are actually having that issue. And I think the thing that really blows about Zenless Zone Zero is that I do actually think it's a very good game. But I think, well, I'm always going to jerk off to the game. I'm going to be real. The point is crazy. Shuon's ass and titties are crazy, right? I will always love it. But even I'm having a hard time playing with it because I go in and I feel like an old guy. But I don't think you can really deny that Zenless Zone Zero is pretty much the worst performing gacha of the big four right now. It doesn't really have its own identity. And I do think it is kind of struggling to stand out from the crowd. But I would love to know y'all's opinion on why you think Zenless Zone Zero didn't do as good as it could. However, I do have high hopes for Zenless Zone Zero 2.0. I know faith in Hoyoverse is at an all-time low right now, with Genshin Impact being in the worst state it's ever been right.
One thing I also think why it actually failed too is just because it's the third game in the franchise, and people was like, okay, they was like, all right, Genshin garbage, gone. Oh, Honkai Star Rail, okay, they been generous because it like Honkai Star Rail was still generous and wasn't that much power creep at the time when ZZZ came out, right? They was like generous, like the game, cool. And then when ZZZ came out, they was like, ZZZ. I mean, I don't really know. I don't like the TV. The TV is kind of garbage. So I think I'm gonna just stay to Honkai Star Rail. And they probably just stood there and then just never went back, right? Even after they removed the TVs. But I know also one other thing is, I mean, I think it is a big thing that it came out at the wrong time. It came out at the wrong time. If it came out before Wuwa, maybe it'd be bigger. But since Wuwa came out, because let's be real, most people ain't playing like 8, 10, 24 gacha games, okay? I play 5 at most, and I'm a content creator, so that's the most that I play, and I barely play those. So most people is probably sticking like 1 or 2, right? And but when it comes to sticking to 1 or 2, you know, time sunk fallacy, all that other stuff, you don't really want to start over again from the gacha game, right? And when it's like, okay, let's say I'm playing Genshin and Honkai Star Rail, I mean, at that point, I don't really feel the need to play ZZZ, because I feel like I'm probably just going to get the same appeal from the other 2 games, right? That's why I think most average people feel. But in my opinion, ZZZ, I'm gonna be honest, straight facts, ZZZ does perform the worst, even on my user channel, which is very, very small. It performs the worst. I get more views posting Honkai Star Rail than I get posting ZZZ. Now, do I still post ZZZ? Yes, because I want to post what I want to post, right? But at the end of the day, it is true that I get less views, less engagement when it comes to ZZZ versus Honkai Star Rail.
Right now, as well as HSR pretty much going off the deep end, which we're all waiting with our fingers crossed, holding our breath, hoping to God 3.2 isn't a disaster. And the more and more I hear about it, the more and more it gets. Faith in the company is at an all-time low right now. And there's so many excuses, it's kind of hard to pin down the straw that broke the camel's back. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. I'm
gonna be honest, I have no idea what's coming in Genshin 5.5. The only thing I really keep up with nowadays is Honkai Star Rail and ZZ. And Honkai Star Rail is I don't know what to say. I don't know what to expect for that game anymore, to be honest. I'm gonna be real. Maybe they fix it, maybe they won't. But the leaks keep saying that they're making her stronger and stronger. And I'm like, okay, if she's gonna be this OP unit. One thing I do want to state is with Anby, I feel like power creep is a thing. If power creep is a thing in every game. But I feel like the way you handle the power creep is the way that it works. I don't think ZZ failed because of power creep. And my main reason of thinking that is because, let's be real, okay, right, guys? Anby is literally one of the Void Hunters. She's supposed to be a strong. So I expect her to be strong. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. So it's like she can't be the average strength because she's literally a Void Hunter. She's like an Acheron. I'm not Acheron. She's like an Archon, right? Or like she's basically like a god in a world, right? That's basically what they see them as. So I don't think Anby was a problem with power creep. Did they release her too early? Maybe. But like, I don't think that she was a problem with power creep as long as they keep it in line. That's what I think. Like, if all the Void Hunters are strong, then I'd be like, go for it, because they're supposed to be strong. They're supposed to be stronger than the average character, right? But if like they're like, okay, this random character from 2.5 is now as powerful as Anby, when their backstory has nothing to do with Void Hunting, they just this random character that appeared. I'm like, okay, what's up with this, bro? Like in Honkai Star Rail, when Acheron was added, I didn't really see that much of a problem because Acheron is literally, she wasn't the Galaxy Ranger, but she was I forgot what you call them people. Whatever you call them, we all know what Akron is. I see why they made her that strong, because she was like, I mean, she's one of the tops, right? So she's supposed to be that strong. Like, there's only a few people in the world that's as strong as her, right? But at the end of the day, Emanator, that's what Emanator. Just like how Herta is an Emanator, and she's actually pretty powerful when you put her on a team. But not like at the end of the day, I just think that if they make it make sense, because let's be real, Castros has nothing to do with emanating. She's just a character that's on the world that control death, I guess. And I don't think that she should be super strong because she's not an emanator. Now, if she was an emanator, then I'm like, okay, we could probably let her slide, guys, because it's an emanator. But at the end of the day, I just think that, in my opinion, my humble opinion, I feel like ZZ is like in the lower tier of the top 4, obviously. But at the end of the day, I think if 2.0 is as good as I think it's gonna be, I think it could boost up. I really do think it could boost up. But it'd be funny if like Nata comes out during 2.4 and then 2.0. That'd be kind of hilarious. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace out.